So, good day to all of you. My name is Mr. Mark Kaiser Otis from BSed English Section 1A1, and today I will be discussing on how to diagram a sentence with the following parts and elements. So, let us proceed.
Prepositional phrase. So what is a prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase is used to modify the subject or the verb in a sentence. Then, a prepositional phrase must include the following. First, a preposition. Second, the object of the preposition. And lastly, any modifiers of the object. Then, to diagram a prepositional phrase, the preposition is placed below the one that is being modified, whether it is the subject or the verb. Then the object of the preposition is placed on the horizontal line below the primary horizontal, and any modifier of the object are placed on the slanted line beneath the object of the preposition. Then, just like in this example, the tree fell to the river. So the first thing that we will do in diagramming a sentence is to draw a horizontal and vertical line. Then here we will write the subject, and the subject is tree, and here we will write the verb, and the verb of this sentence is fell. And since the verb is the one that is being modified here in the sentence, we will write the prepositional phrase below the verb, and the prepositional phrase is to the river. The preposition to can be found here on the slanted line, and the object of the preposition is river, which is found on the horizontal line beneath the primary horizontal. And lastly, the determiners the will be right beneath the subject tree, and the second the can be found on the object of the preposition. And finally, the tree fell to the river. The sentence is complete. Subject complement, the predicate nominative and predicate adjective. So both of them serve as a modifier for the subject. The only difference between them is that the predicate nominative is a noun or pronoun that completes the linking verb in a sentence, and it usually renames the subject. Then the predicate adjective is used to complete the linking verb by describing the subject of the sentence and giving more details to the subject. This is the example of a predicate nominative. So the sentence is, she is my mom. So the first things first, to draw a horizontal and vertical line, then write the subject she, followed by the linking verb is, and since mom is used to modify our subject, we will draw a slanted line here to separate the linking verb from mom, from the word mom. And since mom is used to modify the subject, it will be like this, facing the subject. Then for the determiner, my, you will write it below the determiner. So for the predicate adjective, this is the case. So you are beautiful. That is the sample question. So like the first thing that we did, we will draw a horizontal and vertical line, then write the subject, the linking verb, and beautiful. So beautiful is a modifier of this sentence, and therefore we will draw a slanted line here. Then it usually goes like this. So that the predicate adjective is an adjective that is used to describe the subject. What is the subject? Beautiful. The subject is what? Beautiful. Then the only difference between them, as you can see, that in predicate adjective, the modifier is a adjective, and in predicate nominative, the modifier can be either a noun or a pronoun.
Compound subject and compound predicate. Both are joined by coordinating conjunction and is diagrammed using splinter or pencil-like structure in a sentence diagram. So the conjunction are written in a vertical dashed line connecting the two subject or the two predicates. So I have here an example of a compound subject and predicate. So the sample sentence is Mark and John went to the market and bought food. So the first thing that we will do is to separate the nouns and the verbs from each other. As you can see here, we have two subject, which is Mark and John. Both are separated but is joined by a coordinating conjunction, and that conjunction is the word and. And don't forget to include this line to separate the subject from the predicate. We will now proceed to the two verbs, went and bought. For the went, we can see that the verb went have a prepositional phrase beneath it, to the market. To being the preposition and market as the object of the preposition, and the word the as the determiner of the word market. Then for the verb bought, you can see that the word bought and the word food have a line separating them from each other. Bought being the verb and food being a direct object. Therefore, they are needed to be separated from each other. And as I finish this diagram, we can see that the whole sentence have a connection to each other. And we can now read it clearly. Mark and John went to the market and bought food.
Direct object. The direct object of the sentence is the noun, which names whatever received the action of the verb. It is placed on the primary horizontal line to the right of the verb and separated from the verb by a vertical line, which do not descend below. So this is the example. Jake likes vegetables. So the first thing that we will do is to draw a horizontal and vertical line, then write the subject Jake here and the verb likes, and as you can see, this horizontal line separates the verb from the direct object because the vegetable serves as the receiver of the verb. Hence, Jake likes vegetables. Vegetable is the receiver.
So hi, good day. I'm Krisha Hempes, and along with Sir Otis' discussion, here are the other methods on diagramming a sentence based on its elements. And including here was the indirect object, modifier, which is the adverb, the adjectives, and diagramming a compound sentence and complex sentence. So first we will have the indirect object. The indirect object answers the question to whom or what, or for whom or what, after an action verb. A sentence has an indirect object only if it has the direct object as well. And indirect object appears between the verb and direct object. So here's our example. Of an indirect object sentence. A travel agency sent the curious student information. So our subject here will be a travel agency, which sent what? Information. So here's our indirect object. From where the information was sent? From the curious student. So in diagramming an indirect object sentence, first we're going to draw a horizontal line. Beginning from here, and a vertical line dividing the subject and the predicate. Our subject will be written here in the left side, which is the agency. along with the verb sent. Then we're going to draw a vertical line dividing the verb and the direct object. After that, we're going to draw a diagonal line which modifies agency. Okay. Travel. A travel agency. After that, we're going to draw a diagonal line and the horizontal line and write the indirect object student. After that was the curious, which describes the student, which modifies the student, the curious student. That's how we diagram an indirect object sentence. Always remember that diagonal and then the horizontal line after you write the indirect object. So next we will diagram the modifiers in the sentence. It is mostly the adjective and adverb. So modifiers is a word or a group of words that is used to describe something. Adjective is used to describe a noun or pronoun to tell what, which is, whose, and how many. While the adverb is for modifying verbs, adjective, or another adverb as well. It answers how much, when, where. That's all. So here's our example of the modifying sentence. The big gray dog barked loudly. Our subject here was the dog, which barked loudly. So the big and gray here describes the dog, and loudly describe how much the dog barked. So in diagramming a sentence with modifiers, first we're gonna draw a horizontal line and a vertical line that divides the subject and the verb. So here it's the big gray modifies the dog. In writing the modifier, first you gonna draw with a diagonal line and write this. Another diagonal line from the big and another diagonal line for gray. So loudly will be written here with also the diagonal line, as it tells how loudly was the dog bark. So next we will tackle a compound sentence and diagram it. So compound sentence consists of two independent clauses. Independent clauses is a clause that express a complete thought and can stand alone. Clauses is a group of words that consists of both subject and a verb. And these two independent clauses are joined together by a comma and a coordinating conjunctions, which is the fun voice. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So here's our example of the compound sentence. May wrote a book, but her husband published it. So May is the subject. Who wrote a book? But is our coordinating conjunction. Her husband published it. So in diagramming a compound sentence, again, we're going to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line that divides a subject and verb. May wrote what? A book. So next we will draw a broken line. And then write the coordinating conjunction, which is the but. Then another broken line to connect the verb publish and book. So under her husband published. Husband is the subject in this second clause. Again, we're going to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line to divide these two. Publish it. A book which is modified by and husband which is modified by her. So that's all. So next we will diagram a complex sentence. A complex sentence consists of one independent clauses and at least one subordinating clauses are also known as dependent clauses. Dependent clauses cannot stand alone because it doesn't express the complete thought. So here are the example of our complex sentence. He went to the bank. These are independent clauses. When it was convenient. So this clause was only depending on this. So he was our subject. So in diagramming a complex sentence, first we're going to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line which divide the subject and the verb. So he went to where? From the bank. Bank which is modified by the. So in diagramming a complex sentence, we need to draw a broken line to connect the dependent clauses from when he was only going to the bank, when it was only convenient. So we're going to draw a horizontal and the vertical line to divide the subject that it and was convenient. So this broken line connect the opinion that he was only going to the bank when it was convenient.
Prepositional phrase. So what is a prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase is used to modify the subject